Have you heard enough speaking? Or can I say a few words? What do you say? Because I can just wish you well and sit down. About 2 or 3 hours, all right. But good morning, everybody. I just want to welcome you here. I want to thank all of you at Johannesburg University. Let's give them a special round for the work they've put in. Thank you. And I want to welcome the parents and the wives and the relations, as the previous speaker said. It's wonderful that your sons and brothers and husbands have done so well. And I know that you are very proud, and let's give you a round of applause for the support you give. Sorry, and daughters and granddaughters. I think that the main speaker, Dominic, where's Dominic? He really spoke well, but he spoke sense. And I know, Dominic, what you mean by how much you owe your parents. And what I owe is my family. Because when I was 35 years old, I'd worked for a company for about 10 years. And I'd built up Checkers. Have you heard of Checkers? It's a very small supermarket company. I built up Checkers from 1 store to 85. I was the young guy there. I managed to be in charge. And they called me in on a Monday morning when I had 4 children and said, you know, you're always so difficult. You're always trying to tell the board, these old guys with long hair, you're trying to tell the board what to do, and we've now had enough of you, and you're out. I was 35 with 4 kids, and I didn't know what to do. And if it wasn't for my wife, I would have joined another company. But she said, Raymond, they haven't listened to you. All the ideas that we got from our lecturers in America and lecturers here, they wouldn't listen. And every time I tried to do something new, they said that we older guys, we know best. So really, I owe a hell of a lot to this lady who's worked with me, and I think it's a wonderful thing if you're starting a business, and if your wife and yourselves, or wife and a husband, can work together and build something, it really is fantastic. So can you give my wife a round of applause? I want to wish Johannesburg University all the success for their 10th year. I want to thank all our people, some of them sitting here, our Deputy Principal of Cape Town, because we have exactly the repeat of what you have here in Cape Town. And Carol, thank you. Will you pass it on to Eddie and all your team down there? And Leonora, who does such a lot for both academies from the Pick and Pay side. So thank you both very much indeed. And there's a guy here who I didn't know was going to be here, Isaac Motaong. Could you stand up a moment, Isaac? Where are you? There he is. He's just retired. He was a trolley porter at Pick and Pay in 1970, early 1970s. And then he said to us, can I go and study law and hopefully come back to Pick and Pay? Well, he came back and he's been our human resource director for over 20 years. And we're really going to miss him. But Isaac, you helped us understand the importance of giving to this country of ours. So we owe you a great debt on what you've done. And I hope you enjoy your farming. Right. Good luck. I'm not here to make a long speech. I think your main speaker, Dominic, was excellent. I just want to wish you guys well, and remember, as I learned from 2 wonderful people who taught me the principles that I have explained to most of you. The one is the consumer is the queen if you're a retailer, and if you're a doctor, your patient is your queen. In other words, you must run a business for a clear mission. And the mission is, who is your consumer? Is it the patient? Is it the client for a lawyer? And the making of money, important as it is, comes when you really care for your country and you care for your mission. I can't tell you how important that is. That's what built my company. The other companies were all trying to maximize their profits, and we were trying to play a role in South Africa. Lots of troubles, lots of changes, the apartheid regime. We tried to run a business in a fair way in an apartheid company, and it wasn't easy. But it's amazing how, by having the right mission, you can really build a great company, no matter how small it is. When we started Pick n Pay, we had no capital at all. I want you to remember that. It's not just having big capital and saying, well, I couldn't build my business because I didn't have money. You need guts and drive and passion. And it's amazing how people will support you. You heard that from two previous speakers. People support the right people. People who've got passion and guts and drive. And all I can tell you is that it's not money that builds a business, it's the enthusiasm and passion and having the right mission. I'm sure you already know that. But if you remember that right through your career, and I know that this country, what the previous speaker said, is so true. This country has got enormous opportunity. I'm trying to persuade my 12 grandchildren, we're blessed with 12 grandchildren, to stay here and build a life here, just like we stayed and built a life here. A lot of people, if you read the newspapers, you get depressed. But there's so much talent in South Africa. There's so many opportunities. You heard that now from your previous speaker. And all I want to say is if Mr. Mandela was here today, he would be so proud. Because he said to me, and I got to know him quite well, he said, Raymond, don't just open stores. Why don't you open franchising? And we opened franchise stores, and we now have half our company owned by independent people who run their own Pick n Pay stores. We help them, we don't put money in, we guide them, we help them, we buy for them. And franchising is a wonderful thing to consider if you're an independent businessman, and building a strong franchise. We've got some people in our company who are doing so well. They run their own Pick n Pay store. It's theirs, it's their money, it's their success. And half our company is independent people running their own store with our guidance and with our help. So I know sometimes people think I talk too long. That's what my daughter sometimes says. That's right. But I want to wish you well. It's wonderful that you've graduated here at a great university, and we're there to help you if we can afterwards. If you need guidance or advice, we're there to help you. So I just want to really thank all the people concerned from this university, and thank you for having the guts to come and take a course like this, which I'm sure is going to give you a future. And I mentioned Mr. Madiba. Do you know something I read the other day about him? There's so much about him, but somebody asked him, why are you so conscious of joining white and black together? We've had an awful time with apartheid. We should take control completely and not work closely together with white people or people of other groups. And he looked at this guy and he said, and this is absolutely true, we can teach people how to hate. You can teach people how to hate, but it's much easier to teach people how to love. It comes more naturally. And he said, I will not lead this country into hate. I will only lead this country into love. And he said to his colleagues, remember, guys, I will only try and build a company together. I will not lead a company of hate. And this actually is what he would be so proud of. So God bless you all, and thank you.
The University of Johannesburg. Rethink, reinvent.